All right, just making a quick video, and I thought it would just be kind of fun to imagine like what the 767 would look like if it was actually designed more like the 757, right? So as I mentioned in my kind of overview video of the 767, I was a little disappointed with what the route that they basically took with this unit, right, as far as the design goes, because it's kind of like a step backwards in my opinion. It looks more like they took a lot of influence from their older power stations, so this is like the 535, basically their entire lineup. It kind of looked like this, where it was just kind of a lot of black plastic. There's not a whole lot to it, right? I mean, it doesn't really look like they even tried to really put a lot of effort into the design of this thing and really make it something unique and something special, right? It's basically just like a black square, with this handle that they added on. And some of the other design features that you can see, they kind of have this like diagonal mesh for the cooling vents on the side and stuff like that. And then obviously they all have that LED light on them, right? So when I look at this new 767, I actually see a lot in common with those older power stations, and I think that's just really unfortunate because if you look at the 757, obviously they worked really hard on this design to try and come up with something that was unique and recognizable as an anchor, right? Like I think this is just kind of you would think it would have set a new trend and a new direction for anchor design, and something that whenever you see a unit like this that has this kind of detailing, as far as like this kind of aluminum look on the sides, and then obviously the X going across the top, and then some of the blue details on the side there as well, right, for the cooling vents. This is just something that you can tell this is just not a plain black box, right? They put a lot of effort into this. You got contrasting colors. You got different pieces of plastic that are fitting together. You've got, one thing that really stands out to me is look at how defined a lot of these edges are, right? On this unit. This is a huge difference compared to the 767, where we get just, you basically just get these rounded edges, right? So this is like, generally when you just have like a big, large piece of plastic like this with a large radius or just a real rounded edge on it, basically that's just a recipe for making things look cheap. That's kind of like if you're designing toys for kids or something, like you want to kind of do those things. But if you're designing like a $2,000 product, especially a flagship product like this is their flagship power station, right? That's something you don't want to do, right? So yeah, it's just very disappointing. And again, we can see like they brought this kind of just diagonal design to the vents from the older power stations. Just a lot of black plastic, right? Now they did bring in a little bit from the 757, basically just these silver areas here, right? So just around the screen here in the front, and then above these ports and stuff like that as well, right? But that's about it. Like as far as what I'm looking at, what's coming from the 757, that's about it. So most of it reminds me of those older power stations. And like I said, that's just really unfortunate. And so the thing is, like, this is not a bad looking unit. I don't think this thing looks horrible or anything like that. I think it's actually a pretty decent looking unit. It's just one of those things like, if the 757 never came out, I don't think there'd be any complaints with this unit. I mean, this unit looks like a proper successor and a flagship model compared to all those other power stations that they've been making. But I guess they made the mistake of, you come out with the 757 and now you've raised the bar, right, for yourself. And so this is just disappointing. So I thought the whole purpose of this video, I was trying to get to this quickly, is I thought it would be fun to kind of throw this thing in the Photoshop and kind of see if we can actually take a lot of the influence from the 757 and put it on this new 767 and see what that would look like, right? So I've done that, and here it is. So this is basically just adding all of the design features we see on the 757, including the, that contrasting silver like aluminum, faux aluminum look running down the sides. And then of course we brought in the X across the top as well, right? And then I also brought back this kind of like really nice, blue edge, like waterfall design to the side cooling vents. And then the last little change I made is I actually got rid of that arrow on the wheel. I'm not exactly sure. You see Anker using these arrows, and then there's also here on the actual 767 they have that little arrow. This is the one I was telling you about. And then you actually see it. They had it on here too as well. So I'm not exactly sure what the story is behind this arrow. I don't know if it's just a general arrow, or if it's supposed to like symbolize like the play button, or I don't know. If anybody knows like what the story is behind the Anker and using these arrows, just leave it in the comments. I'm kind of curious. So yeah, I got rid of it on the wheel there. I thought that was just another detail that wasn't really doing this thing any favors, and it almost just again made it look almost more toy-like. So yeah, just kind of got rid of that. But yeah, so there you go. I mean, that's the design. That's the 767. If they had kind of taken that route from the 757, right? Now, there's a couple of reasons you might say, like why didn't they do this? I think cost could be an issue. I think weight could be an issue too, right? A design like this probably would add some weight, and this is a heavy unit. This is like 60 pounds. So probably those two reasons, probably a combination of those two reasons is why they didn't do it. So yeah, just and let me know in the comments too if you like this, and or maybe it just doesn't even matter to you how this thing looks, right? So but yeah, hopefully at least you found this video interesting, and yeah, so thanks for watching.